Dear students, today our topic is forfeiture and reissue of shares. So, in case of company accounting, it's a most important part in accounting for shares, and to some extent, it is complicated. After issuing shares by a company, if the shareholders fail to pay any installment, say allotment money or call money, first call or final call money, subsequently the company can forfeit those shares, and after forfeiture they can reissue those shares to another shareholders. So these are the forfeiture and reissue of shares. Now, at the time of forfeiture of shares, we have to pass some journal entries. So, for forfeiture of shares, journal entries may be in the following ways. If the shares are issued at par and forfeited due to non-payment of allotment and or call money, shares are issued at par and the shares are forfeited for the non-payment of allotment and call money, then the entry is very simple. For forfeiture of share capital account will be debited and the amount to be called up value per share into number of shares forfeited. Called up value means if the company called up to allotment, then share capital account will be debited by the amount of called up value, that is application money plus allotment money per share. If they called up to the final call, then application money plus allotment money plus call money, that will be the called up value per share. That is up to which installment the company has called into number of shares forfeited. Two calls in arrear account. If there is allotment in arrear as well as calls in arrear, both are to be added. If there is only calls in arrear, then only the call in arrear amount will be taken. Two share forfeiture account. That is, the company is forfeiting the amount has already been received in respect of those shares forfeited. So the actual amount received per share into number of shares forfeited. That is, in respect of forfeited shares, whatever amount actually the company realized. Suppose if the shareholders fail to pay allotment and call money, they have paid only the application money, then here the actual amount received is application money per share. If they fail to pay the call money only, that is, they paid up to the allotment money, this amount would be the application money plus allotment money per share. If the shares are issued at premium and forfeited due to non-payment of allotment and or call money, that is issued at premium, thereafter the shares are forfeited, then see the difference. Share capital account will be debited as it was. Security premium account will be debited if premium is not received against those shares forfeited. If premium is included in the allotment and if the shareholders fail to pay the allotment money, obviously they had not paid the security premium, only then that should be debited. Two calls in arrear as it was earlier, two share forfeiture account as it was. Now if the shares are issued at discount and then forfeited due to non-payment of allotment and or call money, then share capital account will be debited in the similar way, called up value per share into number of shares forfeited. To discount on issue of shares, discount per share into number of shares forfeited. Call in arrear, allotment in arrear plus call in arrear as discussed earlier. To share forfeiture account, actual amount received per share into number of shares forfeited. So these are the entries regarding forfeiture of shares. Now for reissue of forfeited shares, Shares may be reissued at par, shares may be reissued at discount, shares may be reissued at premium. So in every cases there will be the slightly different entries. Shares, if the shares are reissued at par, then for amount received on reissue, bank account debit to share capital account, nominal value per share into number of shares reissued. After reissue of forfeited shares, there may have profit on reissue from shares. So profit on reissue, if any, that should be transferred from share forfeiture account to capital reserve account. So the entry will be share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account. Now if the shares are reissued at discount, then for the amount received and discount on reissue, bank account debit reissue price per share into number of shares reissued. Share forfeiture account will be debited for the amount of discount on reissue, that should be calculated in this way: discount on reissue per share into number of shares reissued, to share capital account, number of shares reissued into nominal value per share. Here also we have to transfer the profit on reissue, if any, from the share forfeiture account to capital reserve account. The entry is share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account. If the shares are reissued at premium, then the amount received and premium on reissue, bank account debit reissue price per share into number of shares reissued, to equity share capital to securities premium account. For transfer of profit on reissue from share forfeiture to capital reserve, share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve. Please see the note below. Profit on reissue shall be calculated in respect of share reissued only. Shares forfeited but not reissued, we should not calculate the profit on reissue on such shares. Only the shares forfeited, and out of forfeited shares, how much shares reissued, only on those shares we have to calculate, but only in respect of reissued forfeited shares we have to calculate the profit on reissue. Such profit should not be calculated on any share forfeited but not reissued, and profit on such forfeited shares shall remain in the share forfeiture account. That is, if the shares are forfeited but not reissued, then profit on such forfeited share, if any, that shall remain in the share forfeiture account, and that should be carried forward for the next year. Now come to the illustration. Swastik Limited has an authorized capital of rupees 5 lakhs divided into 50,000 equity share of rupees 10 each. The company issued 40,000 shares. The company issued 40,000 shares at par, payable as rupees 3 on application, 3 on allotment, 2 on first call, and the rest on final call. Public applied for 42,000 shares. The company allotted 40,000 shares among the applicants by rejecting excess application. The company realized all money except allotment and call on 500 shares held by Amol. The board of directors of the company forfeited those shares on which calls remain unpaid. Subsequently, the company reissued those forfeited shares at rupees 8 each, past journal entries in the books of the company. Come to the journal portion. Now, bank account debit to equity share application account. For equity share application received for 42,000 shares at the rate rupees 3, that is 1,26,000. So, bank account debit to equity share application 1,26,000. Now, the next entry is equity share application account debit to bank account to equity share capital account. Equity share application account debit 1,26,000 to bank account, that is the application money refunded for excess 2,000 shares at the rate rupees 3, 6,000, to equity share capital 40,000 shares into rupees 3, 1,20,000. Now, allotment money due. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account, 40,000 shares at the rate rupees 3 each, 1,20,000. Now, Amol, a shareholder, failed to pay allotment money on his 500 shares. So we have received 39,500 shares at the rate rupees 3, bank account debit 1,18,500. We have not received debited to Colsin area account debit 500 into 3 1,500 to equity share allotment account 1,20,000. Now equity share first call due, equity share first call account debit to equity share capital account 80,000, 40,000 shares at the rate rupees 2 each. Now while receiving first call money, the same person Amal failed to pay the first call money. So bank account debit 39,500 into 2 79,000. Colsin area account debit 500 into 2 1,000 to equity share first call account 80,000. Now final call money due, equity share final call account debit to equity share capital account 80,000, 40,000 shares at the rate rupees 2 each. Now at the time of receiving final call money, bank account debit 39,500 into 2 79,000. Amal failed to pay final call money in respect of his 500 shares. So Colsin area account debit 500 into 2 1,000 to equity share final call account 80,000 rupees. Now come to the forfeiture. So in respect of 500 shares, we have not received allotment money, first call money and final call money. And due to the non-payment of allotment, first and final call, those 500 shares are forfeited. So equity share capital account debit for forfeiture, equity share capital account will be debited by the amount of called up value per share, that is number of shares 500 into called up value rupees 10, that is the company has called up to the final call. So 5,000 rupees to Colsin area. On allotment 1,500, on first call 1,000, on final call 1,000, total 3,500. To share forfeiture, the amount we have actually received in respect of those 500 shares. We have received actually the application money only. So 500 into rupees 3, 1,500. The narration is for forfeiture of 500 shares on which allotment, first and final call was unpaid as per board's resolution number dated. Now come to the reissue portion. Those shares are reissued at rupees 8 only. So bank account debit 500 into rupees 8, 4,000. Share forfeiture account debit, that is discount on reissue 500 into 2, rupees 1,000. To equity share capital 500 into 10, 5,000 rupees. Now the final entry, the profit on reissue to be transferred to capital reserve account from share forfeiture account. As here all the forfeited shares are reissued, then the difference between share forfeiture account, here credited 1,500, here debited 1,000. So there is a balance of rupees 500 in share forfeiture account. That means the profit on reissue. That 500 is transferred from share forfeiture to capital reserve account. So share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account 500 rupees. So today up to this, please see our next video.